Thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup with me, Niraj Shah. And if you are a Nifty trader or a watcher, this is a good month to be in, because look at what the Nifty has done through multiple months. In December, from 2016 onwards, we've mapped the kind of performance that the Nifty has done. And the negatives have been short-lived except for 2022. The positives are very stark. The key is the positive to negative ratio since 1996 is 3:1. So more chances than not that you make money in December if you're long than short. So keep that at the back of your mind. Anyways, let's talk about the global news flow. Ukrainian President Zelensky says he's ready to end the war with Russia, subject to a few conditions, of course. Donald Trump has tapped loyalist deep state critic Kash Patel to be the FBI director. Indian GDP growth hit a 7-quarter low of 5.4%, but the November GST collections have looked okay, so maybe that's a big antidote. But the big development over the weekend was Donald Trump's post on social media platform X, wherein Donald Trump says, I mean, this is what the US markets did, of course, but this is what Donald Trump said, that BRICS nations currency is not going to work, and anybody who wants to do that needs to say bye-bye to the US. And I think that's a big development. I'll tell you why, because I mean, now the rhetoric is starting, and you would probably expect more of this and expect a bit more volatility as well. Not that the US markets were volatile, they were okay. The futures are flattish. Asian markets have largely started with a tinge of green, Nikkei notwithstanding. Our markets, and what is the implied open? Well, 48 points higher. But this is on the back of a fairly decent week, last one, at least Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You probably expect this to be a continuation of positives. Now, the CLSA bits and pieces note, it comes out maybe once a fortnight. It's one of my favorite reads. And in that, Alex Oldfield has been quoted as saying that the India Forum, which is the CLSA investor conference, which we covered, of course, was a timely reminder of the long-term structural growth story of India, underwritten by stable policy and stable currency. He also says that it should not be long before the foreign funds switch around and we reach a turning point when it comes to FI sales. Well, let's hope Alex is right on this one for the sake of the bulls. Maybe December brings it, who knows. So what's the trade setup for the day? I think the GDP data, as low as it is, may not have a lasting impact on the negative side for our markets, to be very honest. The base case now, it remains of a hold, even though the clamor for the rate cuts may start. I really think it's very unlikely to see any kind of December action, really, from our market's perspective. Auto sales are mixed, but I sense that the EV sales are turning better, and therefore that's something to watch out for. Okay, what about stocks to watch? I mean, I think we should focus on that. So auto sales, it's a thumbs up from my end, because Maruti and TVS have reported better than estimated sales numbers, and therefore I'll watch out for both of these. In fact, Citi says that to account for the YOY variance in the festive season, because remember October was a festive month this time versus November the last time, they've analyzed the cumulative wholesale volumes from September to November, and they note that the two-wheeler OEMs reported early to mid double-digit YOY growth, while Maruti reported a modest 1% growth. So maybe the two-wheeler companies, and TVS in particular, could be the stock to watch out for in the session today. Cipla, the promoter looks to raise 2,000 crores through share sales. Why have I given it a thumbs up? Now, remember, the floor price of 1.4 crore shares is set at 1,442 versus the current price of 1,533. But I give it a thumbs up because it's a clean out trade, and if it's absorbed well, the stock could actually do well. So bear that in mind. Don't think that 1,442 means the stock will start off lower and stay lower. It may well start lower, but it may do better after that. So watch out for that. Aster DM, most people are constructive on this because of the valuation in which Aster has done this deal. Aster DM and Quality Care will merge through a share swap agreement. Aster shareholders will own 57.3% in the merged entity. Watch out for Aster. Actually could do well in trade today as well. RVNL has won an order, 643 crores in Punjab. I believe it's a positive. Let's see how the stock reacts. KEC International reacts very strongly to order wins. Let's see if it does that today as well. 1,040 crore in T&D business. It takes their YTD order intake to 17,300. That's mammoth for KEC. Watch out for this one. RBL Bank should have a negative today. The bank and Bajaj Finance have mutually agreed to stop the issue of co-branded cards. It's an impact of 1% on Bajaj Finance EPS, but the impact on RBL Bank likely more, and therefore I believe this one could show a bit of a negative reaction today. So do watch out for this one. Dixon Tech is the last one on my radar. Its arm, Paget Electronics, has entered an agreement with Compal Smart Drive for manufacture of Google Pixel phones. Nomura believes that this is a long-term positive for Google, for Dixon, and actually can have a significant potential for revenue. Maybe this one reacts a little bit in the session today, so do watch out for this one as well. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's Trade Setup.